Everybody, Invisiblekatana here. I realized I didn't change my audio settings for that song, so the song I'm about to play is probably going to be like way lower. I just realized that just dawned on me. But welcome. I'm doing a stream for the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, complete edition. Although even on limited run games, they call it the KO edition. So it's got a million names, it's got a million letters. But the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World KO edition, by limited run games, I'm super excited to pop this thing open. I have, well, my thing says lower than recommended something. That sucks, whatever that means. Interesting. Either way, I'm streaming to do this unboxing here because I got it yesterday, which I was super excited to get it. It had been shipped out for other people. It had been shipped out for a minute, and I'd been seeing the pictures and stuff, and I was like, ooh, I want to look at the pictures, but I don't want to look at them. I technically know what's in this because that's what made me pre-order it. So I've seen everything technically just through images that they had from last year. I'm pretty sure it's like maybe this time last year. But I was super excited to get it, and so since it finally came in yesterday, I was like, we got to do an unboxing. So to kick things off though, limited run games, for anyone who hasn't ordered from them, I got this, but before this, I got the No More Heroes collector's edition. So I got 1 and 2 for the Switch physical, and all the stuff always comes with this. So you get like a really cool card. I think this is, this ends up beating out the No More Hero stuff. That's just always really cool. But that's how things kind of kick off, and then you get right into your collector's edition. So I can probably move this out of my way. And so it starts off simple, and you can see this giant tag. We'll get to that because that's like the extra special part of what's happening with this thing. So first off, it's great. It's heavy too. It's very heavy. That's interesting. I keep saying this warning thing. Well, we'll see what happens. Hey, it is what it is. So stream side, it says it's good. We'll see how it rocks. Well, here we go. So this is how things start. The Sex Bomb logo, of course, for those of you who are unaware, for those of you who may have forgotten, Scott Pilgrim, as you can see, got all the comics here. Also did a review on those if you want to check them out, because this was the first time I'd ever actually read the comics, and it took me forever to do that, of course. And by the time I originally started, I had, I was so far behind. I was like, oh, they're putting out, full color editions. I'll just wait till they're done. And then they were done for like over a year or two. And then I waited anyway. It just took me a very long time to like finally get into it. I'm gonna pop this up now. If I'm not mistaken, this will kind of do this. I don't know how well it's gonna pick up because I know it does some very special stuff. So we'll see what happens when it happens. But look at that. They don't lean up all the way. Mine are already like leaning a little forward. I'm totally gonna get copyrighted for this. I can feel it in my bones, but it's so worth it. Oh, look at that, drumstick. So mine leaned forward a bit, so I'll have to get a bit of an adjustment on that, but I don't think that'll be too much of a problem for me. I also didn't consider the fact that when this opens up, that this would be something you could actually take out. That never occurred to me, but this, you can just pops right out. It's just like a little foldable deal. We got 3 batteries. This magnet? It might be magnets. Okay. I'll play with that. So that's amazing. Then we jump into it. Ooh, I gotta be careful with this. This is definitely not the greatest setup for unboxing stuff during a live stream, but it's all I got, so we're gonna work with it. So getting into it. I'll wait to get underneath all of that. But we got the drumsticks to start off. They're actually etched in. I thought it was just gonna be just printed on there. That's actually kind of cool. So we have actual animation frames for Kim playing the drums and Scott playing the guitar. So that's very cool. I have no idea how well this will come up, regardless of whether or not I zoom. So we're gonna try it just so you guys can potentially even see. I can barely see just looking at it because it's literally just my lighting is way too bright for that. So I would need totally different lighting, but there are a million videos, so you can check out a better view of the drumsticks. But even in this lighting, they're literally etched in. I thought it was gonna be printed on top of there, and I thought they were going to be black, but it was like, no, they actually like laser etched them. I would assume, I don't really know anything, but I would assume they like laser etched them in there. So that's pretty cool. I think that I don't play the drums, but it's very cool. That's about as far as it goes. Drum skills. I can tap you in, and then that's it. I'm done. Next thing we got here is the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game complete edition, Behind the Pixels. So this, I would assume, I think it's both an art book for the game's art, as well as maybe, I would assume, some extra, considering it's called the complete edition, I would assume there's also a little bit of extra stuff for this specific edition itself, because the original version, which I'm sure everybody remembers, the original version was not a physical game. It was digital only during the weird Xbox Live arcade era. I'm sure my kunai is here, which I really need, because this bad boy is like, I thought it would have like the little flaps. Oh, it does. I'm an idiot. It's at the bottom. It's not at the top. Oh, that got me. Typically it's at the top. But the version I had, like most people, I had the original. Well, yeah, I guess it was only on 360 when it first came out. I think it was an Xbox Live arcade exclusive, which is weird to think about, but I'm pretty sure that was common for back in the day. But I had it back then. I technically have it, but 360 was on some weird stuff, so if you weren't online, you kind of didn't have the game, and that was a whole issue there. So there you can see everybody's pixels. You got Scott there, nice and full body and in color. But I think if I went on my 360 right now, because the last time I did it, I don't think I had, because I don't remember the code for any of my stuff, so I couldn't like actually go online. And I'm pretty sure if I'm not online, then I kind of don't own the game. I have a demo downloaded, but the full game isn't available on there, and I find that very interesting. But though, you know, that was one of the crappy things from back in the day, so it is what it is. But we have the Scott Pilgrim versus his origins. These are the table of contents. Concept art gallery, another winter, ode to Scott Pilgrim, an ode to Scott Pilgrim's iconic first level. And then we have strategy guide, choose your sex bomb, the basics of combat, walkthrough, extra stuff, bonus mode, shopping guide, brawl for love, how Scott Pilgrim revitalized the genre through the power of love, subspace, and Indicia. It's not Indica. I was somewhat familiar with that. This is cool. I like this. Bits and pieces, you know, information on the game. I would assume there's information on the original series as well. But we're gonna skip to the super cool art gallery because it's awesome. There's a couple of stills from that. I really gotta get this is the thing I'm not used to, because I'm not gonna do this often for streams, and it only affects stuff when I do unboxings. But I'm like, dang, I need a new lighting setup, because from here it's like that's no big deal. You know, here you go. But when I want to get up super close, it's like, oh, that's just blown out. You can't see anything. But yeah, we work with what we got. I mean, heck, that's why my thing is at an angle. Technically, I'm not even talking directly into the microphone. It's just wild. It is what it is. But what is this? What's the Kazinger K based on the Mazinger Z, if I'm not mistaken? I always mix it up because of this game. This game makes me mix up the actual anime and the game. But I'm pretty sure the original anime is the Mazinger Z. That's what this is based off of. It's called the Kazinger K, which was a very clear reference, and I'm pretty sure the original is the Mazinger Z. But I always kind of question myself because of this game, because I'm like, oh, I know that reference, you know, that. And then ever since I got like ingrained into the game, even though that was over 10 years ago now, it starts to mix me up a little bit. So there you go, done Ramona. I was trying to see what these little tabs were at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's more than 7. Never mind. Alright, we got strategy guide, we got some other stuff. As far as the concept art gallery, that wasn't as much as I thought it was gonna be. That was way short. I thought it was gonna be like all the characters and stuff. It was really those couple of pages, and then, you know, like there's Gideon. Like that was really it. It was actually just for like the bosses. So that's not how I thought that was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be concept for all the characters and stuff. I would love to have seen that. Also, I would recommend it. If you haven't read the comics, get the full color edition. They even have them cheaper than this now, where it's like 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6 just in 2 books. These are hardcover. I believe those 2 like giant ones are softcover. So you know, it depends on whether or not you care, whether or not you should pick that version up. I kind of don't want to go through the. I beat this whole game in and out, so I'm like, I kind of don't want spoilers. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was at least close to getting like 100% achievements back in the day. I even bought the DLC for this. This is like one of those early games where I was like, man, I bought the Knives Chow DLC, and she has a very, I don't know if they patched that out. I hope they didn't, but everyone has like their hyper mode when you get enough points and everything. And I always loved her specifically because you'd be going through, and if you did it right, then you would have she has a jump attack where she could like throw kunai, and it was always very interesting because if you did that and she had like her hyper thing going, you could throw them so fast that it would literally make her like fly up into the air. And I always used to love doing that during the zombie mode, so I always thought that was pretty cool. But that was an interesting thing. I just realized like my stuff is, I typically record while I stream, which maybe I shouldn't do that with a full warning that I had a while ago, but that shouldn't affect anything. I think it's just internet wise, got some weird stuff going on. Hopefully those could be plugged right in. But yeah, I have my stuff set up. I've been doing so many random changes, which is also why I haven't streamed in a minute. Nice. Yeah, this is all just literally how to play the game, but it's cool. I would recommend, well, I can't recommend much of anything. Like if you can find this for sale, it's going to be insanely overpriced at this point, and it was already fairly expensive to get this one. And you know how it is eBay wise, so you probably won't be able to pick it up. All right, yeah, that's so blown out. So blown out. Direct hit. Super blown out. So just watch a bunch of other YouTube videos. Hopefully somebody went through with a bit more detail, but it starts to basically just get into really a full-on strategy guide, and it's kind of like, well, I don't really need that, and it just shows like bits and pieces of the game, so there's not much to it. But definitely love the sort of sketched artwork there. I'm gonna move into what is this right here. We have CD enhanced full digital guide only at Prima Games. Okay, so you can do that as well. We got some stickers here of all the X's, as well as a random red skull, one of the hot demon girls, the vegan police, milk and eggs, bitch. And then of course we have the dinosaur dudes. I don't know why I always like them in the game. Yeah, there we go. I like those guys. I don't know why, but there was just like, you get to that level and it's the Lucas Lee level, so you're fighting on movie sets and stuff, and it's just like, it's kind of cute. I just like it. It's just like, why am I fighting a bunch of dudes in like T-Rex outfits and stuff? I don't really know, but I know I like it. This is actually kind of, there we are. We have a couple of playing cards. That's what we got. I would assume that these are 7 playing cards for 7 evil X's. We of course have Gideon Graves up at the front, but we'll go in order. I'll like rearrange these real quick. But very excited to finally have this bad boy. I've wanted it for a long time. Like once it was announced, it was like, okay, that was, I think actually this game is the first time I'd ever heard of limited run games. So there we go. We got Matthew Patel, and as you can see, I mean, you'd have to pause it, but it says powers mystical. I wanted to make sure it said mystical and not mythical. Then we have Lucas Lee, and this is powers. Look him up on the web. Number 3, we have Todd Ingram, played by Superman. Let's see, dating Envy Adams, cheating on her too. Probably my favorite character in the movie, villain wise, because it was just so funny. Them like talking like, don't teach me about grammar, and then of course they had the guitar battle and stuff. It was very interesting. He's a much worse person in the comic. Like it's like played up for laughs, but it's like it goes really deep because obviously it's the comic, so they spend more time on the characters, and it's like, oh, you get to see him be bad, like way more than you like all the characters that are crappy. It's like, oh, they're extra crappy when you actually read it. Like in the movie, it's kind of like, yeah, that's a sucky thing to do, and that person is pretty crappy for doing it, but it's super fast. And also they don't actually do the cheating thing in the movie. So it's kind of just like, oh, there's this thing, and then that's pretty much it. And then in the comic, it's like, oh, there's the cheating thing, and it's like, oh, they cheat a lot. Like it keeps happening, and that sucks. Here we have Roxy Richter, gender female. Then we have the Katayanagi twins, the power being Japanese. I do love the music in that. I wish they had a full version of their songs like from the movie, but I don't know if I don't believe they do, where they actually do like the battle where they go at the same time. Because that song that Scott and his band play, the Sex Bombs, the song that they play, you can actually find like that's an actual, like they made a whole song for that, but they don't have like that mix of their song plus like the beat from the Katayanagi twins. And I love that in the movie because I like their music playing, and then the Katayanagi twins music plays as well. And there's like a different beat that plays underneath their music, and I was always like, man, I wish they had put like both versions because I love the song by itself, but I was like, I actually like seeing it in the movie, but I was like, I would love to have that without all the other sound effects, because of course you have like the two giant monsters, so it's people screaming and then there's gasping and then there's like like they blow the roof off, they literally blow the roof off and stuff. So all those extra sound effects are in there. So I was like, man, I wish they had a mix of both their songs together, just straight audio, but sadly they do not. It's just Scott and his band song, and then that's it. You could probably find the Katinagi Twins song. I would assume that would kind of like a part of the original. Well, all of that would be original. I don't know. I've never actually looked into it. Lastly, here we go. Gideon Gray's powers. Just look at him. Whoops, I lost that one, but I read that one first, so I knew what it said. Then we have ourselves a nice little pin, and it is just a little Scott. It's upside down. Here we go. Little Scott pin. Love that. And on the back, it even has the little player select screen. That's really cool. I like that. And we have, now, it sucks that I got a brand new fancy 2019 vehicle, because had it been my last car or my first car, my first two cars, I could have played this cassette like it was nobody's business, and I definitely would have. But I mean, I don't need to take this out of the plastic, but I mean, I'm not giving this away, so it doesn't really matter. But we have the Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game. Full soundtrack on cassette to make Star-Lord proud. Now, there we go, because I'm like, it's been a minute. We'll see how long this takes for me to open. But very simple. It is Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game. Full soundtrack, side A, side B. Very cool. Side 1, side 2 is how they have it on here. But that's very nice. Oh, they even got like a little bit of art at the bottom. I don't know how well that is. Yeah, kind of see the X's in there. That's actually kind of cool. And of course, we have our music list on the back there. No big deal. That's kind of standard cassette stuff. But yeah, it's been a minute since I've actually held a cassette. I don't think I've ever opened a brand new cassette before, so that was a first for me. We have one. Oh, it's not a pin. We have two little guitar picks. I forgot these were in here. I have a guitar, never learned to play. Decided I would finally learn right before starting college. You can imagine how much time I had to do that. Boom. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Probably couldn't hear me say sex bombs, but there you go. Now, we have the final piece of the puzzle. The clamshell Sega Genesis style clamshell case for Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I like this. I find it very interesting that they even bothered to do this sort of thing. I think with, actually you can kind of see it. So that right there, that little red and white that you can see behind, what is that? Oh, some random mask thing that I have, whatever that black thing is, some mask. That's the No More Heroes thing. So those came in two cases. If you got both together, the boxes have magnets in them, and they actually like stick together and make like one long picture, and it's actually very cool. So I always like that. That's cool. I like that they have the actual little that's so cool. I like, you can just hang it. Like if I get a little hanger, I can just hang it up. That's nerdy, but I might get it. Even has like the I can't even, the texture look. I don't know how well it'll actually translate. Oh, you can see it. So you can see it on the black. That's like, for anyone who might be too young to remember this, that's like actual texture. Like the clamshell casing is very accurate. I didn't know they had it like this though. That little like texture you saw where it's like the squiggles, that's what it actually used to look like, which is funny because it makes way more sense to make it the way the games are made today, where it's like you just make flat plastic. But for whatever reason, back in the day, this is how they came. You might be familiar with this. Well, I guess if you're too young to know it for the games, you wouldn't know Blockbuster. So I guess that doesn't, no example I have even applies to today's technology. But the plastic used to be like this, where it was like kind of hazy and stuff, and it makes way more sense to do it the way it is now. Must have been something with the tech. Somebody figured out something eventually, and then they're like, oh, we can just make very clear plastic, and you can see the picture exactly as it's meant to be. But this has a very clear, like, white, wrinkly haze over it, and I find that very funny because, well, that's accurate. It's actually funny that that's just 100% accurate. And then we pop that open, and hold on a sec. This might actually be locked in. Oh, that's cool. So they have like little clips at the top, which I'll show off. But we have our actual game. So on the outside here, we have Ramona. Oh, that's Ramona. Okay. So on the outside, we have Ramona. And then on the actual case, we've got Scott. So there you go. Hard to pick these two very different sized things together, but there you go, Scott and Ramona. So that's cool. I don't know, well, let's find out right now, because I don't know if the cover art is reversible. I would assume it is, just because that's a random thing that I would assume is pretty easy to do. They also did that for No More Heroes, where each one had you got a regular case, but you also got a steelbook case as well. So this would kind of replace the steelbook, where it's like, this is what it looks like, and then you also have your regular one, and you could flip it inside out, which you totally can, for a much cooler kit. This is sick. It even has a different backing, which is actually really cool. So this is our original backing. It's the same as the clamshell case. And then I'm going to flip this around. Also, for anyone who didn't know, the cover is a reference to Sonic. That's why it has like that color scheme and everything, and like them doing like the pointing and stuff like that. That's a reference to Sonic. So for anyone who didn't know that, once again, if you didn't know the clamshell casing deal, you probably wouldn't have got that reference. I mean, maybe you would. I mean, I've watched a ton of things that have been made before I was born, so you may or may not have known that reference, but that's what that was for. This is actually sick. So here's the reverse copy, which I'm totally keeping it as this. Like, this is how it's gonna stay forever. And this is actually what it looks like on the back. So you actually get to see Kim and Scott, or not Scott. What is his name? I can't think of his name right now. Steven Stills, got it. So him and Stills, there you go. That's actually pretty cool. And of course you got all the animals and stuff like that. That's sick. I really like that. That's definitely cool. And of course, limited run games number 382. So that's the 382nd game by limited run games. Actually, No More Heroes is 99 and 100. So that was actually really cool, because that was like the first one that I picked up, and I was like, oh, we're weird. So as humans, it's like, this is special because it's this. So 99 and 100, that was very cool to me, but definitely fun. I dropped the set of stickers or something that there is definitely, here we go. There's a ticket. It is a ticket to Leo's Palace, which I would assume is for the Clash at Demon Head. So you actually get yourself a ticket. Once again, my stuff is super washed out, so you have to, don't look at it head on. There you go. Clash at Demon Head, which is a video game. For anyone who did not know, the Clash at Demon Head is a video game. The creator of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is a giant nerd. You know that if you're watching this already, but there you go, another random thing. That was another reference. Featuring Sex Papa, Toronto, Canada. So that's very cool. We also have the mythical, like, you don't see that, this is basically ancient technology, much like the clamshell casing, the ancient and mythical instruction booklet. Obviously a Super Nintendo reference. Or sorry, that's just regular Nintendo. Well, I mean, with it being black and red, I count it as original NES, but I guess technically you could say it's both, because they always had like the black spacing to put Nintendo at the bottom. So it could just be overall Nintendo or original NES. But this makes me think of I wish I already had the case, but I'm not gonna get up to get it. But I have like an old school NES box that holds old NES games, and some of them I still have like the black slip cover that you can put to protect like the bottom of the games. And that's what this really makes me think of, which is why I specifically think original NES. There's Nega Scott right there. Every time I say it, this close. Regular stuff, stats, characters, just like I said, the mythical things that just sadly died off. They do have this amazing little page here with all the enemies. So that's kind of cool. They just call it Super Fighting Robot, but I was like, maybe I'll get the actual thing. But that's cool. I definitely like that. Level up, chopping, character attributes, extra game modes. You have survival horror. Love that mode. It's super fun. It's just like you beat the game and then it's like, here's a zombie mode. I think it was actually added in as part of the DLC. I think all of these were. Now that I think about it, I think all the extra modes. Maybe some were and some weren't, because they have like dodgeball in here. Dodgeball, I think, was added. There's a battle royale mode, which I don't remember that being in the game at all. I also never actually got to play online, because I know that there is, I think if you get 4 people, if you get the sex bombs, they do like a very specific special like group band attack, and I've never seen it. Like I saw a picture of it one time and I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. So I've never got to actually experience that. So maybe when I eventually get to play in this, which I don't think I want to play it tonight. It makes sense, you know, we go from this to actually like jumping into the game. I might just end up doing something else, especially because it's only 8:39. But yeah, I'm just kind of like, I just wanted to unbox it. I didn't really want to jump into the game because I would get sucked in, and I'm not trying to do that right now. I just wanted to play something very simple and dumb. And also, we got little characters on the bottom here, and that's very cool. All the coins that you get, the different bosses. So that's nice. I like that for sure. And in case you guys wanted to actually check out the CD, it's been a minute since I've opened up a PS4 game. It's funny. There you go. Making me think of Sonic Mania, of course, with the colors being the way that they are. But very cool. I love this. Like, this cover, I think is great. That's a fantastic reverse cover. So that's really cool. Oh, there we go. And we got like 4 or 5 other things in here to check out too. Although this little piece down at the bottom here, I think, just a little base to hold everything up. So sure, we'll go with the map first. So this is a map, full game map of Toronto. Like most people, I found this out, of course, just before getting No More Heroes 1 and 2. Limited run games does not like roll their stuff up. Like all of their if you ever get a poster or anything like that, it will always be folded. It's like the most devastating thing because they will give you some amazing prints and then it's like, oh cool, everything's like folded up. I don't mind with this because it's literally a map. It would be cool if it was just like completely flat. Like I would love it if they just sent the games in like rolled up tubes. I think that would, or not the games, you know, obviously send everything with it. Get like a little rolled up tube and send this with it. I know that would technically be more shipping, but also let's face it, for the price we're paying, I know they pay rights and this and that. Everything that's ever made is always costing you more than it actually costs to make the thing. So we know for a fact that they could throw in the couple of bucks it would cost to get like some tubes, especially if you buy them wholesale. They'd basically be like $1 a piece, if even that, and just toss a little map in there, toss a little poster in, and just have it be rolled up for us. They could do it. You know, just saying. But with this being an actual game map, not as big of a deal, but definitely cool. I don't think I would have put, you know, even if it was flat, it's not like I would have really framed it and put it up. But I'm sure there are some people that would love to do that. Like, I don't really have that sort of, like, I don't know, setup really. Like, I don't really frame any of my poster stuff. I just kind of enjoy it. And at some point, I probably will. I have like 3 posters that I haven't put up ever. And it's just like, at some point, I do want to frame them because I actually want those to be put up. We got some more stickers. These are actually the hero stickers. So that's pretty cool. Love. That's pretty cool. We got some of the animals. We have the little money blocks, all the characters. The one thing I hate when it comes to getting stickers is like, I love looking at stickers, but they will always just stay here. They'll always just stay here and it'll just be like a nice little art piece because I never take stickers off. I never put stickers on anything. And I don't know, that's just always been like my weird thing. I just never, I never have. Another random reference for anyone who didn't ever catch this, like the little draping that's at the top when it comes to like the characters and the villains, that is a reference to Super Mario Brothers 2 because it opens up and that's how you pick that's the character select screen. It's the same as this game. So that's a reference to Super Mario Brothers 2. Obviously, if you saw the map, that was clear. That's Super Mario World. So yeah, once again, just more random references. And then we have the original video game soundtrack on CD. So we got all the music here, which is very cool. So we got the music in CD form, we got the music in cassette form, and I actually bought the vinyl, so I will have it in 3 different forms, and I may or may not have acquired it digitally as well in the past. It's been 11 years. I found a way. I found a way. So that is the Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, KO edition. I kind of wish it said KO edition instead of complete edition because that's what they called it, and I just think I think KO edition just sounds a lot cooler. So I wish that, it's not like it's that big of a deal. It doesn't like change anything, but I think that's so cool because let's face it, every collector's edition is like it's the complete edition, it's the ultimate edition, or it's the deluxe edition. Those are like the 3 favorite words of every gaming company. That's like, this is the most expensive thing we got. It's ultimate. But you could just call it something else. Like God of War, I forgot what the F they called theirs. I feel like the Sony PlayStation titles seem to be like the one weird outlier of that, because I think even Horizon didn't do that. It was like the Regalia edition and stuff like that. They technically have like a deluxe edition, but like the ultimate one is not just like the ultimate edition. It's like it's something else. Like God of War, I think was called the Stonemason edition, is the one that I got, which came with like the extra little pieces. But all in all, this is fantastic. This is actually kind of heavy too. Like this isn't like a light thing. Like it's got some decent weight to it. I don't think I have like any random metal little pieces that I could test this on, but those look like magnets to like keep it up. And I don't know how well my heater is coming in. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna mess with that like crazy. There might be some, I might end up doing a recording and for some random special streams. That might be like the opening, just because. So that's pretty much it for the stream. I wanted to do like a quick stream for this one. I might come back and do an actual like gaming stream a little bit after this, and after I pack everything up and maybe do some extra stuff. Initially, me doing this stream, I was gonna edit it and everything, and then have it be on my main channel as well. Just kind of some extra pictures, doing some close-ups, because of course, blown out light and everything, I can get some better shots. Didn't really get to do that with the like first couple minutes, noticing it didn't record, which I don't know why. I have my stuff set up to record and stream at the same time, but I think because I've been moving stuff around, it's not doing it. It doesn't do what it normally does. So I'm not sure if that'll happen, but either way, this was fun. So I may or may not just end up taking some pictures later and just posting them on Instagram. I might decide to edit this and just throw in like the really low quality, because YouTube is, let's face it, if you've ever downloaded from YouTube, it's pretty low quality. That's just how it is. So the beginning would be really ugly. And I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. But either way, thanks for stopping by the stream. Like I said, I know this was a super short one. It was really meant to just be for the unboxing. I might actually do a gaming stream after this. Like I said, if I do, it won't be for Scott Pilgrim. It'll be for something else that I want to play. But thanks for checking this out. Would love to know your thoughts on this. Whoops. Also, there's the back. I don't think I ever showed that off, but there's, not much to show off. Collector's edition, or complete edition. Sorry, complete edition. And it's just a big, nice, heavy case, and everything fits inside. Is it up or down? It's up. Okay. But this is really cool. It's a sturdy case too. Like if you took this out and you just wanted to use it just as a case, you really could. Like this thing is legit. It's pretty heavy. So if that matters to you, you totally can. I won't, because it's classic collector move. I'm like, I'm not gonna, the box is a part of the collection. It's like I'm not gonna, I gotta keep this thing safe, and this is pointless. But it's got to be safe. It has to protect the other thing that has to stay safe. So I have to keep everything safe and together. Otherwise, why'd I spend the money on it? That's life. That's life. So, very cool. Definitely enjoy it. I'm gonna go crazy with this little thing here. In fact, let's just. Oh, look at that. There's stuff on the bottom. Let's see. Hard Shell Roadie Collector's Case, User's Manual. I'm getting how to take batteries out and stuff like that. Blah, blah, blah. Batteries, 3 AG10 button cell batteries. Fresh batteries, getting started, automatic light up. Okay, there wasn't much to that. Oh. Okay, got it. I'm starting to put some pieces together. Putting some things together now. Because there's a magnet on here that's like keeping it centered. Yep, that's a magnet. So I can do this. Yeah, that's worth it. Just honestly, that's worth it. I don't even know how long it plays. I don't think it plays everything, but that takes me back. I mean, 11 years. Probably. Yeah. Is it 11 or it might be 12 years? I think 2020 was technically the 10-year anniversary. Maybe it was 2021. I don't remember. It may have been 2021. It was 2021. It was the 10-year anniversary. And man, we'd been waiting for this for a long time. Not just this, but like that was one of those games where it was like, people love Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, and it was just it was like, unless you went backwards, it was kind of just gone. And then it was like, you can't re-download it. I mean, with it being a digital game, it was one of those weird things where it's like they could just like get the rights and stuff, and it was it was the music, and there were like a million theories as to like why, which rights were the main rights that were kind of blocking the game from making a resurgence. But either way, as of now, it's figured out, which is nice. A little bit of tape on there. I thought I had like this really weird scuff on my thing, but as of now, the problem is solved. So I would highly recommend picking up the game. I was at this point, you would probably have to do digital. You could probably still find some physical copies, some of which, excuse me, might be through Best Buy. I know Limited Run Games has sold, like, some of their games have been sold on Best Buy before, so you might be able to do it. Granted, I think that was last year when they started doing that, so you might not be able to. I don't actually know, but I gotta figure out how to put this thing back in now, because technically this spot sticks out and it doesn't go straight down. Yeah, let's do this like one at a time. I'll figure all that out later. But man, so thanks for checking this out. I hope you guys enjoyed. Would love to know your thoughts on this. If you've seen other people kind of do unboxings, if there's anything you thought that I should check out, because I'm probably just gonna put all this back for now. I might mess around. I think I'm mostly just gonna mess around and listen to the music and set that up a little bit. But other than that, I think I'm gonna kind of wait a couple days and then I'll kind of get back into it a little bit later. But we'd love to know if there's something, like there's a specific page in the book, or whether it's the instruction booklet or in the behind the scenes thing, behind the pixels, I'm sorry. Definitely let me know if there's something that I missed, some cool reference that I kind of overlooked. I would love to know. I always like knowing my references, so it's another random thing that I can just randomly spout out like facts. But yeah, this was really cool. I'm definitely glad, a long wait, but with yield virus and whatnot, it definitely took longer. I know that Limited Run Games tends to take a while anyway. I've heard that just from kind of getting the No More Heroes thing and looking into the company more, but definitely worth the wait. I definitely love it. Obviously, that's the highlight. You can't beat that. It's just great. So that's really good. Hopefully that didn't clash too much with the very low music that I have playing. I technically have it up on my my TV here, but I don't even have it high enough for me to hear it, because I was like, it has like random moments where it'll peak and then it'll actually come in through the speaker and it'll throw stuff off. So hopefully you guys enjoy that little background music there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this unboxing as a whole. If you don't have it, I would say pick up this game, because you will enjoy this for sure. Great music, great beat 'em up action, great characters, lots of characters as well. You get Scott in the band, so you get Scott, Stills, Kim, Ramona. The one thing that they didn't do, which would have been amazing, would have been if they did it where like once you beat it, maybe if you beat it like the hardest difficulty or whatever, you could actually unlock and play as the villains, or you play as the X's. That's the only thing they didn't do, and I'm like, man, that would have been like the 100% package. You couldn't want anything more except for just more of the game. I guess that's really about it. I mean, I guess technically there are a couple fights, there's as long as the series is, there are fights that aren't really in the game, but they get like the main points. Like otherwise they would just be going into like the comic story, which I wouldn't hate, but that makes things a bit more complicated, because they don't really do like text and stuff. It's kind of like, here's very basic stuff, and it's like a person gets mad and it's like, oh, they're mad because of this thing or that thing. It's really simple to figure that stuff out. So there's not much they could really add to this game outside of just throwing in the villains as playable characters, but you get a lot of characters. You get Scott in the band, like I said, Ramona, Knives was DLC, Nega Scott was DLC. I don't think is his roommate playable? His roommate might have even been added to the game. I don't think he is. I know he's in the game. That guy, can't remember his name right now. He's gay. But I know he's in the game. I don't think you play as him, but great game nonetheless. So I highly recommend picking it up if you haven't already. Highly recommend checking out all the music for the movie and for the game. Like, the music is just good across the board. It's such good music. You got your chiptune for the game, of course, and then you could say a variety style from the movie. But all in all, really cool to have it added to my Scott Pilgrim collection now, which technically just consists of the books. That's really it, the books and the movie. So that's really about it. I got the books, I got the movie. I have one shirt that references Scott Pilgrim, and it's actually a shirt of the boys. I forgot to put it on before I started streaming, and then I was like, ah, dang, I forgot to switch out my shirt. So adventure time it is. But not a bad mix up. But that's about it. So nice to have it added to the collection. Really fun. I probably will never use the drums or the guitar pick. I might pick up. I do want to play the guitar. I want to play a lot of instruments. But yeah, the drums might just be sitting pretty. But the guitar picks might actually end up getting used when I got some legit skill. I have to be like, all right, let me learn how to play some Scott Pilgrim songs. And of course, you got to use the Scott Pilgrim guitar pick. So for now, that's a distant dream in the future. And this amazing little thing. I love this cover. I can't get over this cover. Like, it's just super cool. It's so simple, but it's like the simplest thing. It's the hero and then the villains behind him. But that just looks nice. It just looks so good. And I know, cool reference with Scott and stuff in the front to Sonic, but I'm like, that cover art though, that's where it's at for me. All in all, fantastic. Love the little extras. Love this pin. Take it for Clash of Demon Head. I don't think I really showed the background too much or at all, honestly. But yeah, this was definitely cool. I definitely think it was worth it. I'm gonna check out other people's reactions to it just because that's how nerdy I am. I just want to see what other people thought. Like I said, maybe catch a couple other references. Maybe they'll spot out some random things I didn't know about nerd culture in general. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. May or may not come back for a stream a little bit later. Not 100% certain right now, but thanks for checking this out. Hope you all enjoy. Definitely let me know as far as, because this is like the first stream after doing like a lot of random work. Let me know what you guys thought about that start screen. Have that animation. I love it. I love it personally. The song that I wanted to play, didn't play. I have a randomizer between two songs. I was like, dang, I was hoping it would go with the more Japanese inspired song, but it went chiptune. It was a good song. Got to remember to turn the audio down on those as well. But thanks for checking this out. Hope you all enjoyed. And I forgot that doesn't fade. Got to change that too. But hey, that's what it is. It is what it is. Ending. That's super loud too.